Welcome back to Street Moto Z. We're going to clean a motorcycle chain and make sure it's tight, but not too tight. Today I'm using the Motul chain care kit. It was a little expensive, but it does come with both the cleaner, the lubrication. It gives you a couple of gloves, a chain cleaning brush, and there's the box. I'm going to do what's called a clean, pressure wash, dry, and lube. So I got the pressure washer out too, so I'll be pressure washing this. This is we're going to be cleaning on a 2003 Ninja 650. It's got about 2,200 miles on it. I think it was cleaned at about 600. I've got some cardboard behind the chain. I don't want to get this cleaner all over the wheels. Going to brush the chain to loosen up any dirt that needs to be loosened up. This chain cleaner looks to be a lot less like brake cleaner. It looks more oily based, so it's going to stay on there for the cleaning. I'm going to clean both sides, top and bottom. Right, I think I gave it good brushing. Spray it one more time. Now I'm going to power wash it. I'm going to use a 40-degree tip. I don't want to use any super power on this, just kind of a light wash. looks really clean. Now I need to get it really dry. Look, there's very little, mostly water. There's a little bit of grease coming off. Not much. Cleaning the sprocket, making sure there's nothing on the sprocket. Trying to get all the water off this bad boy. Things are drying, it would be a good time to start measuring how much slack is in the chain. And you need some slack in the chain. If you tighten your chain all the way, it could damage bearings and cause issues. If you have too much slack in the chain, it could the chain could come off the sprocket and cause major issues. So having the right amount of slack in the chain is important. And it's been about 1,500 miles since it's been checked. So let's give it a check, see what we're at. The owner's manual said it should be between 20 and 30 millimeters of slack. 15 1/4. That's 2 inches, which is 50 millimeters. So that is way too much slack. So I'm going to have to tighten that down. Take about 1 inch of slack out of that. The way this is done to tighten the chain on the Kawasaki Ninja 650, this is the lock nut, this is the adjuster nut, and this is the axle nut. There's also a lock nut and adjuster nut on the other side. So the first step is to remove, there's a cap on here. I remove that cap like that, and then loosen the left and right chain adjuster lock nut. So this outer nut needs to be loosened, and that looks to be 12 millimeter. So we'll just get those loosened up. Here's the lock nut on the right side. As if I try to loosen it, the tensioner nut moves, so I need 2. There we go. We got it loosened. Bring it out. Alright, going to remove the cotter pin. Alright, let's get that. Cotter pin's removed. Alright, so loosen the axle nut. I'm going to loosen it till I feel it's somewhat loose. Alright, I think it's loose now. Maybe a little more. There we go. It's loose enough. There's still some drag on it, but want to get it loose enough to where this mechanism will slide forward or backward. We're going to slide it backward, of course. All right, so the next step is to adjust both the left and right adjuster nuts. So what I'm going to do is just do those evenly. And it looks like the way the thread is, I'm going to tighten down on both of them on both sides to pull this whole rear axle back. So I'm going to just start a little bit. We started at 50 millimeters, so I'm going to do a full turn. 1, 2 on both sides. 1, 2. All right, I've got it adjusted. It took a little bit of tightening and untightening and just to get it right. A full turn is a massive adjustment. Almost takes like half turns or quarter turns to get it just fine-tuned, or even an eighth of a turn. But one thing I wanted to make sure is that notch, you see it's just below the second mark on the top, is the same on the left side as it is on the right side, just a notch below the second mark. Measuring the slack, I push it all the way down. It's right at 12 millimeters all the way up. It's just over 10, so it's about 23 millimeters. So anywhere between 20 and 30 millimeters is the correct adjustment, so I say it's right on. Tighten up these lock nuts on both sides. You don't want those moving around. It's going to try to move both of them. Let's hold on to this one. We're going to keep that one steady, but we're going to lock it. There we go. Just found out in the owner's manual that the axle nut torque needs to be at 79.7 foot-pounds or 108 Nm. All right, that's 108 Newton meters. I don't know if you can read that. But it is 108. Let's get this tightened up. You should hear a click. Oh, I think I felt something. Might have been just a shift. There we go. 108. And now we put the cotter pin back in. Luckily it just nice and neat. Got a nice hold. Be nice, better to use a new cotter pin, but this one looks like it's in pretty good shape. Gonna bend these white side pieces out. cap back on. Should be done. Let me double check the slack. Yep. So about 22 to 23 slack. So we've got good slack. And now all we need to do is lube up the chain. Looks like everything's really dry. All right. So we've got the chain lube, Motul chain lube. And here it's really good stuff. Start lubing it up. One little section at a time. I don't want to get this all over the place, you know what I mean? Saturating it enough to where it is going over the back and the front on each spray. Don't want it dripping. Kind of give it a light wipe. I don't want this stuff flinging everywhere. It doesn't fling too good. It adheres pretty good. It's clean. The chain is now clean and lubed, and the slack in the chain has been adjusted to 22 millimeters. Looks really nice. Look how clean that looks. Doesn't that look good? Yeah! Still got my dragonfly, buddy.